Yes, hello, you are most welcome once again for the lessons. I hope it's a good morning for you and thank you for coming to attend. As usual, learn mathematics with Saddam Hussein, the mathematics facilitator. I hope work has been going on well. So here is something from fractions. I was asked by one of your colleagues that how do we work out these numbers, because he was getting confused, but I said no, I can still handle it and we see how all people can benefit from it. Now it's from under fractions and the question is, Jane had a quarter of an orange. Jane had a quarter of an orange and ate a half of it. A half of what? A half of the orange that she had, not a half of a full orange. Now, if this was a full orange at first, Jane had only a quarter of it. Jane had only a quarter of it. That means this other shaded part, we don't know where it was, but the unshaded part is what Jane had. Jane had only a quarter of a full orange and ate a half of it. That means if this is the a quarter Jane had, this is the size that Jane had. So if it was the quarter we have picked from there, Jane had to further divide this orange. Remember, the whole part that she had was a quarter. So she went ahead to divide it into two. She ate a half of it. This is the part Jane ate. Out of the quarter, this half is of the quarter, and this half is of the quarter. Jane had a quarter of an orange and ate a half of it. Are we moving on well? Jane had a quarter of an orange. Remember, an orange is a whole part, and she ate a quarter. I mean, she had a quarter. We don't know where the 3/4 went, but she had a quarter. This is the quarter that she had. Maybe the brothers and sisters ate the other part, but herself, she had a quarter and ate a half of it. A half of it. So she didn't eat a half of an orange, but ate a half of the a quarter she had. Yes, find the fraction she remained with. So Jane, with her a quarter, she ate a half. Jane ate a half of her a quarter of an orange. I hope you are moving on well. This is what Jane ate. Jane ate a quarter, I mean a half of the quarter she had. Remember, in mathematics, when we use of, we open it as multiplication. So it will be a half multiplied by a quarter. To get what Jane ate, by the way. So when we are multiplying fractions, numerator product out of denominator product. Remember, the upper part of fraction is called the numerator and the lower part is called the denominator. So we shall have 1 times 1, which is 1, that is numerator product. Then 2 times 4, which is 8. That is the denominator product. Therefore, she ate an eighth of her orange. An eighth of her orange. Which one is her orange? The a quarter. Because they are saying she ate an eighth of what she had. I mean a half of what she had. So what's a half of that one? That means she ate 1 out of 8 of that orange. 1 out of 8. So the fraction left here is going to be what she had, which is a quarter, minus what she has eaten. To get the fraction which remained, some of us, we shall just say a quarter minus a half, because they are saying she ate a half of it, a half of the orange. So you want to say a quarter minus a half. It's not like that. Please, you first of all get the half of that orange, a half of what she had, a half of a quarter. Remember, half of a quarter is 1 out of 8. So this is what she ate. She ate 1 out of 8. So the fraction that she has to remain with, we subtract what she ate from what she was having or what she was possessing. Therefore, we shall now say, remember in subtraction of fractions, we always get the LCM. The LCM of these two numbers, 4 and 8, and the LCM, remember, from P5, LCM of these two numbers is 8. So we divide the 8, that is a quarter, multiplied by 8, minus a eighth, multiplied by 8. I think we're moving on well. Then, from this point, we now have, you divide, of course, a quarter by 8 minus a eighth multiplied by 8 out of 8. I've rewritten this because when you divide from here, if you are supposed to be given a mark from here, you may miss it because your work will become dirty. Here you have 1, here you have 2, here by 8, 1, by 8, 1. So 1 times 2 is 2, minus 1 times 1 is 1 out of 8. Are we moving on well? Yes. Then what is 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is 1 out of 8. 1 out of 8. So that 1 out of 8 is what Jane remained with. She ate her eighth and remained with her eighth. Remember, she ate a half of what she has. So when you divide a quarter by a half, you get 1 out of 8. She ate exactly halfway of what she had. Members, is that clear? Let us not say a quarter minus a half. You remember the key word is here. He ate a half of it. A half of it. According to body mass. Remember, according to body mass, bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So this of here can be represented by the operation of multiplication. And that's why it is very important to always be ready to learn here. So I repeat to read this question. Jane had a quarter of an orange and ate a half of it. Jane had a quarter of an orange and ate a half of it. Find the fraction she remained with. Something very simple, by the way, for us to interpret. And I want you learners to always be very careful when you're answering questions under fractions. It's supposed to be for your own benefit. So my exercise for this is only one number, and you can pick up your books and pens and write this exercise down. Remember, she remained with an eighth of what she had. So I want you to put for me this exercise down, following what we have just done. I want you to note this down carefully. I'm going to use one of your names. Let me use Sarah. No, people will say we are using girls. Let me use a boy this time. Job. Let me use Job. Job had 4 out of 5 of which fruit can we use this time? Of an apple. Of an apple. He ate a fifth of it. What fraction did he remain with? What fraction did he remain with? Job has 4 out of 5 of an apple. He ate a fifth of it. What fraction did he remain with? John had, it is supposed to be had. Job had 4/5 of an apple. He ate a fifth of it. What fraction did he remain with? Please, this is a very simple question. From my example, you can now find out what you're supposed to do. But for more of this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Learn Mathematics with Saddam Hussein. It's very simple, reliable. You will get whatever you want. Thank you for attending, and may the Almighty God bless you for me always. And feel proud of yourself when you're at home there. Help mommy, help daddy. Remember, COVID is real. As you keep yourself safe, as we keep waiting for January, let's also keep learning and keep the brain fresh always. Thank you very much for attending.